Hey, how y'all doing? So I know I said I was going to film or post rather a new video a couple days ago, and I never got to do that. But unfortunately, I got sick. I had the flu, and I'm still recovering right now. But today, you guys are gonna be getting a new video, but please bear with me. I'm still recovering from the flu. My voice is gonna be a bit weird, so yeah. But all in all, I do hope you enjoy. So this story is from the it's from the r/Ghoststories subreddit, and it's called "The Little Girl in My Mother's Bedroom." Yes, so let's go. Okay, so hopefully I don't sound as robotic and weird as I did in the first video. But yeah, the little girl in my mother's bedroom. My wife has always found it strange that I love supernatural horror movies. She says that I wouldn't feel that way if I've experienced things that she has. I always kind of teased her about her hidden ability to see stuff, until an incident a few years ago that completely changed my outlook on life. We were at my mom's house hanging out downstairs when my wife decided to go upstairs for something. When she came back down, I could instantly tell that something terrifying had happened because she was breathing hard and she had tears in her eyes, but she was trying hard to hide it. She didn't say anything until later that night when we were alone. She told me that she had gone upstairs to get her phone from the bedroom, and when she was about to come downstairs, she could see into my mother's room, and she saw a little girl, clear as day. She said it was a little girl that looked to be about 7 or 8, but she said what really struck her was the fact that the little girl looked surprised and confused that she could see her. She stopped at the stairs, and they stared at each other for a good 15 seconds. She didn't bring it up to my mom or my sister, who was 12 and downstairs with me, because she didn't want to scare them, knowing that they had to live there. The next day, I convinced her to tell my mom what happened, against her better judgment. I know my wife, and she's not the type to make things up, so I wanted her to get it out for better or worse. So anyway, she starts telling my mom what happened, and as she was describing the little girl she saw, my mom completely froze for a few seconds and then started crying hysterically. After a while, she said, "That's my sister." My mom was 10 when her 8-year-old sister drowned. There are no pictures of her, and this was my wife's first time learning about the tragedy. Needless to say, this shook us all up for a while, and I no longer mess around or joke about anyone who says they have experienced or seen things. To offer some more details on the tragedy, she had gone to the beach with the neighbors who fished and some other people from the neighborhood. I know it sounds weird, but we're talking about the 70s, so it wasn't out of the norm there and then. Anyway, the story goes, she got into a fight with an older neighbor boy, who was 12 at the time, about a crab. When it was time to leave a couple hours later and they couldn't find her, they started questioning him, and he pointed to where he last saw her. Her body was found in that exact spot. My mom is convinced that to this day that the little boy murdered her sister. She was the same age as him, and she says he was always very evil. She thinks that the neighbors covered up his involvement because they were related to the little boy. Also, she couldn't go to the beach that day for whatever reason, and as a protective older sister, she believes it would have never happened had she gone. She still beats herself up over it. Something else that happened to me as a kid that I couldn't explain, but my wife made the connection after I told her. When I was little, up till around 8 or 9, I used to regularly awake to someone strangling me. My eyes were wide open, but I couldn't breathe or move a muscle or scream, no matter how hard I tried. It usually lasted around 20 seconds. The strange thing was that it only happened when I was alone, never ever when someone else was in the room. My wife pointed out that it was probably her trying to tell me what happened. She thinks the 12-year-old boy strangled and held my aunt under the water. I had never made that connection, but true or not, it really had a profound impact on me. I don't know for certain if it's all related, to be honest, but the way this all came full circle for me was devastating. I now believe my mom that he killed her. This tragedy happened in 1974. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment on what you guys think. If you enjoy the story, I will be posting where I got the story from and who wrote it in the caption and also in the comments. And if there's a certain story that you guys would like me to narrate, please either comment it or send me a message and I will gladly do it. But with all that said, have a great day.